Halftime score 58-20 in favor of the Lady Lions. Let's go down courtside, check in again with Adam Ferguson. Adam?
Thank you, Rob. Let's have a look at the other game going on tonight in the Sooner Athletic Conference for women's basketball. It is Arlington Baptist College going on the road to play Texas Wesleyan, and that is the only other game we have tonight. With that being said, let's take a look at some of these Sooner Athletic Conference standings for the women's. The winners over this past weekend were Oklahoma City with the win over OBU, which leaves them at the top of the Sooner Athletic Conference. They are 6-0 and 11-1 on the season. The other winner was Texas Wesleyan. They beat St. Gregory's, and they're 4-2 in conference, 12-5 overall. That puts them at third. Wayland Baptist beats the University of Science and Arts in Oklahoma to put them at 4-2 and 8-7 on the season. John Brown beat the Lady Lions here the other night, and that puts them at 2-4 in conference and 7-10 overall. And the last winner this weekend was Southwestern Christian with an upset versus MacU. They go to 2-4 and 6-12 on the season, which leaves the Oklahoma City University. They are in first place, and OBU drops to second place in the Sooner Athletic Conference, in a conference really where anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And we're seeing that so far this season in conference play. We'll get ready for the second half, but first let's go back to you, Rob.
The Sooner is going to get tight. It's one of the top NAIA conferences in the nation, whether it's men or women. This Thursday, the Oklahoma City Stars come into town. That's a really tough women's program, and these Lady Lions will have their hands full. Looking at some halftime stats here for tonight's game, the field goal percentage is crazy for the Lady Lions. They're shooting almost 70%, 68.9% compared to 23% for the Crusaders, 66% from three-point land, and meanwhile, just 2 of 17 really struggling from the three-point line are the Lady Crusaders. Free throw percentage 82 to just, 0. They've missed 1 for the Lady Crusaders. And rebounds, another advantage check mark for the Lady Crusaders. The Lady Lions 50, or check that, 26-13. So all across the board, Lady Lions having their way. Leading scorers for the Lady Lions off the bench, Ebony Colbert with 10 leads the way. And off the bench with rebounds, it's Jairo Rodriguez with 7. And meanwhile, for Dallas Christian, Taylor leads the way with scoring 6 and rebounds 4. Bench scoring, that really tells the story here. 34 points for the Lady Lions, 3 for the Lady Crusaders. So it's pretty much been all Lady Lions, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes with some more action here. Game 2 coming up at 8 o'clock. Men are in action. We'll wrap this one up shortly here. We'll be right back after this message on the SAGU Sports Network. Stay with us. More highlights from first half action. And the players have taken the court. And we're ready for second half of play here at the Schaefer Center. And Taylor Hill is done, John, for the night. Went and talked to her at halftime. It's an ankle sprain, and she hopes to be ready by Thursday's game against OK City Stars.
Well, that's a tough one to get back from. And
we'll check with John's mic in just a minute, but Hill gone for the night. Thankfully, they don't think they need her, as she's going to get sent to the trainer now and ice that thing down. She said to me, a lot of icing next 3 or 4 days, so she'll be back.
yeah, there'll be a lot of icing. She'll sit in the ice pool, but that's a tough one to come back so early. Thursday might be a little bit ambitious, maybe by Saturday. The one thing is, you can take a lot of Advil, you can put a lot of ice on it, but you're still going to do more damage to that particular injury if you play on it too soon.
Sure. Better safe than sorry. They'll need her later on down the road in Sooner Athletic Conference play. Meanwhile, first possession for the Crusaders results in a second chance put-back bucket, weak side rebound
That was
put
a
in
very nice
by
weak side
Richard.
rebound.
So poor Richard.
She's a very aware player, very keen on her hustle.
And here, again hustling. Missed the shot, but a foul going up. That'll send Olenade to the foul stripe.
And as you see, she gets her arms wide. See how she had her elbows out to be able to protect herself, but also give herself a chance at picking up a foul. And she did.
First one's good.
Great play.
First 3 points of the second half belong to the Lady Crusaders. Strong over the right shoulder and looking to convert on 2 of 2, and she does just that. 58-24. Dorsey, McAfee, Colbert, Cox, and Page. So all the starters except for, of course, Hill are back in the game. Colbert in for Hill.
And you can expect to see this for
Cox will go to the line.
most likely the next 5 to 7 minutes, as long as there's a progression of lead increase. And if they keep it the same, well, that's not good. And Coach Beatles will be preaching more fundamentals. But if this thing gets a little more lopsided, I would expect to see the second team come in around the 14-13 mark.
Cox off the mark on her first free throw attempt. No, you notice there's no Lady Lions players along the lanes. Why is that, John? That's pretty much a standard that Beatles instills.
He does like that play. I've asked him about it a couple times, and he's not been real clear.
Here's
it's just a
steal.
thing that he likes to
McAfee
do.
playing that tough 2-3 defense, just cut off the passing lane, anticipated the cross-court pass.
Yep.
Easy bucket for McAfee.
Yep. McAfee's so quick. She's going to be able to track down most any pass coming through the lane like that.
Foley looking for help over to Stewart. Lady Lions just packing in a nice compact 2-3 defense, and a whistle and a turnover in the front court. Gives the ball back over to the Lady Lions. Olenade whistled for the infraction. 61-24, Lady Lions. So will they try perhaps some new offensive plays, John? What do you do to kind of keep fresh here in the second half of play while you have your starters in?
Well, I think just to continue that execution, it's really, it was just a 20-minute basketball game. So you want to treat this like a glorified practice. Make sure they get a lot of reps in, and so they still need to get some reps in. They're a little bit, and also coming out of halftime, out of the locker room, you've got to develop a way to come out strong. That just doesn't happen.
That's a nice strong shot there from McAfee.
It did. It was great, and that's what you want to see. But it's, you want that right out of the box. So there's a little bit. There's something to be said for working on coming out of the halftime and playing hard and strong. You tend to get frozen up a little bit in the locker room.
Long three-point shot.
Oh, it's a beautiful
on
shot.
The mark.
Beautiful shot.
I think that was Stewart. It was Brooks Stewart from way downtown.
At least 19 and a half.
Page, nice bounce pass inside to Cox. Back over to Dorsey. Good ball movement. And fouled going into the lane is Colbert. She'll go to the line, shoot a pair. Yeah, that was well beyond the arc. As a couple years ago, I guess she wasn't an active shooting. We'll check that. She's back underneath in front of the ball, and a missed shot there. Cycles back over to the Lady Crusaders. Talk about the transition players made from the typical three-point line, which is at the top of the key, to now another extended maybe 18 inches for the college line. How much of a change has that been for the players, both guys and girls?
For the girls, it's definitely a greater impact.
Which is the length of, is it 19?
It's 18.7 from the shortest point, and it's I don't know what the new numbers are. 19.2, 19.3
for the new collegiate three-point line.
Yeah. So it's for the ladies. Every little bit you're getting back further, it's a bigger adjustment. For the men, they seem to have handled that quite. Most guys are shooting pretty deep anyway.
And that ball's out of bounds. Picked up by one of our SAGU cheerleaders. We'll keep it right here.
When I played in college, I was hoping that they would institute a 4-point line for me.
If you were in the gym, you were open. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I wanted that 30-foot 4-point shot.
I have a brother-in-law, Coy Tipton, who, yeah, when he steps out of the car, he's open. And he has no conscience to boot. None. Zero.
Well, I know Coy, and he's definitely got the confidence to back that up.
McAfee over to Dorsey. Just really like the ball movement without the ball touching the ground unless it needs to there. Get some clarity, but really like that ball moving in the air. And there's a turnover there, Dorsey, that not enough spacing there in transition. The Crusaders will make the Lady Lions pay for that miscue. Sometimes you can be too close and yet you pass with the same velocity.
Yep.
But an extra 7 feet closer, it just comes in so hot.
Yeah, and it's very disturbing. It's not. There's no touch on the ball for you to be able to quickly shoot.
And a whistle, Page off of Cox's miss, which came off a nice backdoor pass from Dorsey to Cox. Either way, it's going to send Charity Page to the line, and looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Lady Lions set to come in for Coach Beatles.
So we're going to get an 80% line change.
And I also see Coach Corey Henry doing most of the, at least the verbal coaching now. So Beatles kind of letting his assistant coach and the bench players kind of take over the second half. It
Sure.
looks to be the case.
Yep, and that goes as well. Your assistant coaches also need good practice at how
game management,
how the
like
game management works, and verbal communication being kind of the lead on verbal communication. Of course, Corey has always had a good rapport with the ladies, and Coach Beatles has allowed him to have a lot of input on the bench with the Lady Lions.
5 new players did check in with the free throw from Page. Checked out. Ward stepped in. Long ball off the back of the rim. Loose ball picked up by Support Richard. And now a turnover. Colbert cuts that one off. Looking for help. She'll pull it back out.
Bethany Kroc really was the instigator on that because she applied great pressure on the ball and was about to pick up a 5-second call.
Nice pass inside from Kroc to Colbert. Gets her own rebound. That's about the 5th or 6th time we've seen that. But how about the inside pass from Kroc? spotting the cutting Ebony Colbert.
Yeah, Bethany Crock, you can't say enough good things about her play. She is a fire starter on this team.
Nice inside pass over to Hannah Foley. Now outside to support Richard. That one's strong. Nice box out from Lakin Ward. Up ahead to Crock. Fires it over to Jaira Rodriguez. And she's fouled by Richard.
There's a little bit of
foul.
Little bit of youth in Bethany Crock's play still. She's got to be able to recognize those lanes were closing. So while Jaira was open, you do want to get the ball to her. There was a way to get the ball to her to still meet her in stride, and that was going over the top of the defense instead of trying to go through the defense.
And Ward just cut through the defense on that shot. Easy bucket. Inbound play. Ward cutting through the right side of the basket, and the block puts it up and in. Jimenez in trouble and traffic. Gets it back out to Swift, and Swift drains the three from well beyond the arc. 69-34. Nice to see the Crusaders at least get some decent shots off. They really struggled the first half from three-point land, just 2 of 17. That one able to fall. Crock, nice little loop pass inside to Diggles.
Diggles wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And you gotta let your players know, hey, always expect the pass.
Crock's
wide open.
Crock was saying, I knew you were open before you knew you were open. And there's a nice bucket in
Great
transition
finish
for Colbert.
That was good news for the Lions, where last year had so much trouble finishing. This year, 250% improvement on finishing.
Lions stay in that packed-in 2-3 defense. Long rebound, weak side rebound. Rodriguez corrals it. Colbert crossed the timeline with 12 minutes remaining. Lines up comfortably, looking to double up and surpass the Lake Crusaders in their score by 2.
That was a great pass by Lakin Ward.
And that one's going to go out of bounds off the Crusaders. Jimenez loses the handle, and Lions will get it back. Just one foul in the Lions in 8 minutes of play. That means a lot of discipline on the defensive side for Coach Beadle's ball club. Really no need to foul when you're up 30 plus.
You would hope not.
But still, it's nice to see you.
And you hope the
keep that
refs
whistle.
don't try to get too ticky-tacky. That was a beautiful play. It's great to see our bigs get really into action and performing fundamentally strong.
There's a move inside. Too strong off the glass. That was Hannah Foley.
Jaira Rodriguez might be on her way to her personal best rebound.
Yeah, we need to check on her stats for the rebounds. She's having a great game inside. Ward picks up the loose ball. Over to Diggles. High looping pass to Rodriguez into the paint. Finds Ward in traffic. No whistle. And DCC will clear it out. Just looked a little off target for both players as they tried to protect the ball and handle it and make the right pass. There's nothing really was clicking on that shot, on that possession.
There's another one.
Here come 4 more Lady Lions set to check in. Crock fires one over to Colbert. Off the mark, loose ball. Crock, nice no-look pass. And converting is Colbert. Crock loves a no-look tonight.
She does. She's excellent on that. I'm just telling you, there's not enough good things to say about Bethany Crock. Her style of play is very contagious. And I think the second line actually outperformed the first line.
It might be.
Their execution was at a better percentage clip than the first, at least coming out of halftime.
Look at your math. You're still on target if you're trying to hit the century mark. They're right there at the fringe of getting to 100 points, and we're still looking to see what the all-time scoring mark is for the Lady Crusaders.
Well, one thing you can't do is you can't ask your players not to execute. You don't want them to purposely destroy their fundamental ability to play. So, you have your second team out there. He's going to rotate in some of the third string and really see how that works out. I see that he's keeping Bethany Crock out there because she keeps the intensity for the team that's on the floor. But he's bringing some of the deeper parts of the bench out now, and it looks like everybody's played. Everybody's on the scores table, at least in the book.
And a whistle as the 3-point.
Off the ball. That was off the ball foul.
And
look, Cassie Cox.
It's going to be good, but another player will go to the line.
Yep. And well, they won't. Well, no, they won't go to the line. They'll out of bounds.
Here's Foley. Look good coming off. No good. Ripping out of the sky is Cox. So it's Tanks, it's Dorsey, it's Cox, it's Crock, and Griffin, who has the ball back into the game. Into the paint goes Crock. Offensive rebound and a whistle. I think they're going to call
Possession going to the Crusaders.
The jump ball was Cox and Foley getting tangled up. 9:30 remaining in this ball game. Lions at 73, looking to possibly hit the 100 mark if they at least keep up the pace. That shot short. Easy rebound. Cox up ahead to Dorsey. Crosses the timeline. And we'll set up shop here. Try to run a couple offensive sets here. Let's work on the fundamentals of pass, cut, move, screen. Look for the wide open shot. Be patient. No hurry. Three ball, no good, and Crock is hammered going up. Picked up the weak side rebound. And
she's all over the place.
Crock is 5'6", and she's not afraid to get in that paint and go, at least attempt to get those rebounds, and she does that time.
She is the most fearless one on the team.
Those free throws good. Just a sophomore. Check that, she is a junior.
Now, that was interesting to see. Bethany Crock stabilizes herself and gets her position on the free throw line with her left foot, but she shoots right-handed.
And there's a nice defensive play from Dorsey. Crock is listed as a junior, but I believe it's just her second year playing for the Lady Lions. Is that correct? I think she's a year behind Hill.
I've seen her for 3 years here. She may have been redshirted on her freshman.
Kind of reminds me, and there's a steal right there in the corner from Crock, and then fouling her is either, I'm not sure if it was Foley or Swift.
That's a 1-and-1.
And that's the
now watch this. She'll plant into her shot with her left foot,
but she's right-handed.
And shoot right-handed.
You're exactly right. Good eye, Mr. Cookman. An unusual, unorthodox. Then she steps into it with her right foot.
Her right foot's still behind her left foot, though. I'm thinking she's left-handed and she's
showing off tonight with her opposite hand.
I don't know if she's showing off.
Well, she's stepping into the free throw. I've never seen that before. She actually steps into the free throw.
As the great North Carolina State player once said, "I'm amphibious."
Who said that?
I can't say because my wife's family will kill me. They're all Wolfpack fans.
And you're, of course, you bleed
blue, baby.
You bleed the Carolina blue.
That's right, man. We're Tar Heels in our house.
Baby blue.
That's right.
In the corner, there's Swift. Guarded by Crock, now up ahead, back to Swift. Cox just cut that passing lane off and gets it quickly out to Crock. And boy,
Great
nice strong
finish.
move and body control. I love how you run past the basket. Don't stop. Run past the basket, laid up and in.
Yep. And keep yourself out of position to get hurt.
Absolutely. Long three ball from Swift.
Get in there.
That's
a great
her second
shot.
one.
Maybe third, I
Could
think.
be her
I
third.
think that's her third three.
She's got 12 off the bench.
Yeah, I think that's her third, maybe fourth three now. She's got 12.
Kick ball. Keep it right here. Let's go back to Croc for a minute. If you were her shooting coach, or perhaps you just walked by the gym one day and saw her working on her free throws, would you give her some advice to correct that?
My
or
instinctive
ask her
nature.
questions why she does it that way? Or how would you handle that?
Well,
Because you spend time with the guys a lot.
That's
so
right.
Let's say you meet with Croc and she's shooting free throws. What would you say to her?
well, it depends. If let's take a look at her shooting percentage. If she's knocking down 75 or above,
Leave her alone.
I'm probably not going to say a whole lot.
Yeah.
But if it's a problem, well, and she's not making a good percentage, then that's where we start for sure. Because there's an imbalance. Between the mechanics themselves. The left foot, the weight is going to come off of the left side when you're launching from the right side. So the distribution, the balance distribution is not going to be complete. She's found a way to counter that, obviously, in her mind, because I think she does have a pretty strong shooting percentage.
Cox nails the first of two herself. Her right foot's forward. You're not going to mess with her shot, and she gets both to fall.
And she's got a great looking shot. She releases at the top like a big man would want to do. You want to get nice arc. So many big men don't shoot free throws right, and they flatten it out because they're so tall.
And that one goes out of bounds off the Crusaders. And Taylor, Takela Taylor's going to check back into the game for Diana Jimenez. Taylor's stuck on 8. Leading the way for the Lady Crusaders is off the bench.
Uh-oh. Croc chases it down.
Swift. Croc, tough move, nice pass to Cox.
Great fake
Pump fake, crossover, Cassie Cox. Wow.
Excellent basketball move, as Dick Vitale would say.
Three-point shot from Stewart, gets it to fall. And again, those folks are well beyond the three-point arc. She's got some what we call range.
I tell you what, if they get 10 more of those, this is a different ballgame.
Croc from 15, no good. And Cox is going to get called for an over-the-back call. Just the 4th team foul for the Lady Lions. Cox is 3rd on the game. 85-43. Lions unintentionally, quietly, probably looking to break the century mark. It's always a nice goal to have. And that shot no good. And Cox that may have just picked up her 4th foul, John. And I believe she has. So she's picked up 2 quick ones in about 20 seconds. She'll stay in the game, though. Now on Taylor. Lets her have a free shot there. And pulls down the rebound, which hits the ground. I hate to see that. Ugh. I don't care how much you're up. You don't want to see a ball hit the ground before the rebound right in the paint with 2 players just watching the ball.
True that. I think
Tanks goes up and under, misses.
I think Cassie Cox is just trying to coming off of a foul. The offensive player was a little chippy.
Gotta be careful there.
At her.
She's really playing conservative now. Cox is inside, not even really giving any extra effort. The ball needs to come to her. It does not want to foul out of this ball game. Dorsey up ahead, does not have numbers, pulls it back out.
I don't know that it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, she could foul out, and that would be a big deal. And Foley's going to check back in for Stewart for the Crusaders, and also Diggles and Rodriguez will check back in. Cox will take a seat as will Griffin, and they also send in Colbert for Croc. So it's Tanks, Diggles, Colbert, Dorsey, and Rodriguez on the floor for Coach Beatles. 5.5 to play. Swift with the hot hand. Taylor looked at the three, gave it up. Here's Olenade, and she drains a three from the corner. 85-46.
We got this back to a 39-point ball game.
She's got 12. Colbert. Rodriguez will light up a three.
And she can shoot 'em.
Offensive rebound. Dorsey gets the
Dorsey.
easy touch and the foul.
And the rebound.
The hoop and the harm. It's going to be against Swift. That'll send Dorsey to the line. That's Swift's third foul. The team's 9th.
Well, she's got a chance here to make good on 3 different stat lines of the scorebook.
A rebound, a field goal, and a free throw. And uses the front edge of the rim twice, both on the field goal and the free throw. She's got 10. Where's number 10? Lions up 42 points now at the 88 mark. Off balance shot, gets
That's
it to
a great
fall.
looking
Real
shot.
nice looking shot.
Great
from
touch.
Swift.
I'd like her to show some of our male players how to do that. Especially maybe Adam Ferguson for this upcoming intramural season.
Oh, Adam taking some shots with the mic not in his face. Can't defend himself. Wait till he gets back on the air. We'll see if he takes a shot back at Mr. Cookman.
I doubt
Here's
he
a
will.
long shot from Olenade, no good, ripped out of the air by Diggles. Dorsey, right side. Diggles has position, pass inside, loose ball. Taylor comes up with it. Not a bad play. I like it when big men fight for position, reward them, give them a chance to make a mistake. That's what happened. The Crusaders were able to come away with the rebound, or with the loose ball. Tanks now. She's got numbers if she wants them. And a bad pass looking for Rodriguez. Cut off by the Lady Crusaders. And it's Swift again. That one's too strong.
Uh-oh.
And off Dorsey's
Off Dorsey's foot.
leg. We'll keep it right here with 3:41 remaining. Lions up 40. Here's the shot. A little too long and right off her right elbow. Right elbow. Right knee. Let's try right knee. So let's take a look at the guaranteed to win tweet. You see the top of our screen. Who's going to win? Unfortunately for me and you, Adam's 4-0. What is up with that? You and I are stuck at 2-2.
I'm 3-1.
No, our graphics man James Lex has you at 2-2. Let's take a look at. Yep, there it is, my friend.
Well, James
you and
Lex
your bald
is
head
wrong.
are 2-2.
James Lex is wrong.
Adam was right again on, I guess it was Saturday, the TWU win over SGU, St. Greg's. He also called then the men reversing it. And with St. Greg's over TWU, that puts him at 4-0 on the season. He has let us know already that he's well ahead. Here's a turnover. Dorsey, nice move. Goes right around the defender. Can't get the shot to fall. Neither can Colbert. And here come the Crusaders back across the timeline. The Lions were looking for point number 90 there. Didn't get the fall. Pass tipped away by Diggles looking for Taylor. On up ahead in transition. Shot blocked. Colbert will go to the line with 3:16 remaining in the ball game. Talk about this next game coming up, John. The Oklahoma City Stars, ranked in the top 5. I think they were number 2. I could be wrong. Last check. Lady Lions have got their hands full. What do they need to do? And even from this game, to learn from this game, to have any shot of hanging with the high-powered Stars.
Well, the Lady Lions, one thing they do have going for them is they have some experience on the team coupled with speed. And they can be in any game. I think the games that they have not been in and that they have really lost are not because they were outmatched. They just didn't finish well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point of having a whole season is you want to improve. So right now the Lady Lions are improving. And I think we can't say they don't have a shot, or that I don't even think it's a slim shot. I just think they need to go up to Oklahoma and understand they've got to take care of business and buckle down, play hard-nosed defense, and give themselves a shot to win. If they shoot a good percentage, they'll be there at the end. If you look back at the statistics, the games that they've given up is just they psychologically break down and they don't finish with good percentage shooting.
I do apologize. That game, you're right, John, is going to be on the road up in Oklahoma. Our next broadcast, I think, is Saturday, not Thursday. So
that's correct.
Here's Hanks for 3, off the mark.
Dorsey
with the rebound and stripped away, and then a whistle called against Brooke Stewart. She got a little hand on Dorsey. Dorsey back to the line. He'll shoot 2 now as the Lions are in the double bonus. That's Stewart's 3rd foul. 2:45 remaining, 89-49, 40-point lead. Looking for point number 90. That barely touched anything.
I know.
That's a perfect free throw. Let's see a replay on that baby. I don't think the net moved an inch.
No, it just went down.
That one, poor thing, she moved the net this time. There's the replay.
Dorsey's having a great
Thank
game.
you, guys. I wanted to see that again. I love perfection. That's like a perfect free throw. Perfect angle. It's as if the ball never even touched anything.
It kind of reminds me of your free throws.
Of mine? Thank you.
Yeah.
I think you're saying
except
yours.
Short of the net. The net doesn't move because it doesn't get close.
You know, I thought you were going to compliment me tonight, but we realized, oh, it's John Cook. And up ahead on the other end, meanwhile, Tanks with a strong move to the basket, and we're at 93, just 7 points away with 2 minutes remaining. Can the Lions reach 100? We'll find out soon here. A nice block from Diggles, and she sends Foley to the floor. And no whistle called, a clean block at that. Here's Foley again. Diggles now looking for a jump ball, and she just reaches down and gets the jump ball, and it will be a turnover. Lions get the ball back on that jump ball. Here it is again. And the momentum just pushed Foley right to the ground. 93, needs 7 more if you're the Lions. Here's the 3 ball. That's too strong. Long rebound, pulled down by Olenade. Minute and a half remaining. They'd probably like to get to 50. And here's Jimenez into traffic and a whistle. That'll be the 7th foul. That'll send Jimenez to the line for a 1-and-1. Hang around for game 2, folks. It's going to be an exciting one. Crusaders versus the male Lions. The Lions will look to improve to 13-5. Of course, it's a non-conference game, so they'll remain 3-3. What's your quick thoughts about the guys matchup against the DCC Crusaders, who come into this game? I believe they are 7-10. No, they're 8-14 on the year. 8-14.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to what we're seeing here.
Nice.
Maybe not quite as lopsided, but it's still going to be, a different class matchup. And anytime you get that, it's kind of like if SAGU were to play a Division I team.
Okay. Where you want to be competitive, but you just don't have sometimes the height or the horses or just the raw talent to stay with the team over the course of 40 minutes.
That's correct, yeah.
Over the long run, you're just going to get beat up. Inside, Diggles turns, pops, misses the shot, and under 30 seconds, Lions may not make it to 100. They're stuck at 95 now. They'll need some quick baskets here.
That was a great quick shot. The Lady Crusaders are not a bad team. I think when they they match up with teams in their division, in their classing, then they're actually probably going to provide a competitive game.
Tanks, 3-ball, given up. Rodriguez just going to let this dribble out, and your final score is an impressive one, 95-54 in favor of the Lady Lions. A big win, a nice win, an expected win. And the only thing bad about this game is Taylor Hill injury. Hopefully she'll be better in a few days. And then, you'd like to see the Lady Lions hit 95. That's a small consolation prize. But most of all, we'll keep an eye on Taylor Hill's injury.
Yeah.
She should be back. But overall, Beatles has to be happy with this outcome tonight.
Little ice, little Advil, a lot of prayer. I think she's going to be back pretty soon. One thing I hope that doesn't happen is they rush her back, even though these games are important. I think going down, see the whole picture, and don't re-injure. Give that sprain a little time to heal. Indeed, if it is a sprain.
Love to see the players gather post-game for a word of prayer. To keep this thing in mind of what it's all about. Good sportsmanship. As you see there, Coach Donnie Boswick taking the floor now as the guys will transition. They'll begin to warm up, prepare for their game. We'll have the tip-off for you in about 20 minutes, so stay with us. We'll be back for the pregame show of the men's here on the SAGU Sports Network. We'll be right back. Let's check in now with Adam, who's courtside with winning head coach tonight, Arlen Beatles. Adam?
Thank you, Rob. I'm here with head coach Arlen Beatles. Now, Coach, after a big win like this, you travel on the road to go play Oklahoma City, as you said, the #2 team in the nation. What do you have to do to kind of get mentally prepared for that after a win tonight?
Well, I don't know. Tomorrow we'll just have to take a look at it. They're a very good team, and, of course, they won the national championship last year. Big, strong, got great guards. It'll be a great challenge for us, but, you can't beat them unless you play them, so I always look forward to playing good teams like that.
Do you think you'll have Taylor Hill for that game? You need her as a starter?
Yeah, I think she'll be okay. She'll probably be back to practice tomorrow. She sprained her ankle a little bit, but she should be able to play tomorrow, I think.
That's good news. Well, good game, Coach, and good luck on Thursday. Back to you, Rob.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Coach. I think my play-by-play partner would hope that Taylor would not be in practice tomorrow, but Beatles is the eternal optimist in his 10th and final season here as head coach. He has announced his retirement, and he wants to go out with a bang. You heard him say, hey, you can't beat him unless you play him. So he believes that a game well played against Oklahoma City Stars on the road can result in a win. It's possible. Could happen. So we'll see how it plays out Thursday, and whether Hill is on the floor or not remains to be seen. But either way, a nice win today here in Game 1. Stand by for Game 2. We'll be back in a few minutes with a pregame show for the men coming up here on the SAGU Sports Network. We'll be right back.